So today we're tackling something really ambitious.
Definitely ambitious.
It's called Dante Reloaded. And look, this isn't just, dusting off the Divine Comedy.
No, far from it. It's described as a musical opera, but also an immersive video experience, a total reimagining.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to unpack how this thing reinterprets hell for right now, for our time.
And the questions it raises are pretty profound, sometimes uncomfortable.
Yeah, questions it makes you, the listener, confront. So let's get into what makes it tick.
Well, what's immediately striking is how it mixes the familiar with something completely new, almost jarringly relevant.
Okay, so what stays the same?
You still have the basic structure of Dante's Hell. The nine circles are there, the monstrous
It's
guardians.
like Minos, Cerberus.
Right. And Dante and Virgil are still our guides through these eternal torments. That familiar framework is kind of the anchor.
An anchor. Yeah, I like that because it makes the big change even more noticeable. The people in hell, they're not figures from the 14th century.
No, they're contemporary. Tyrants, powerful people, media figures, deceivers, people from our world.
And this is the really unsettling part. Some of them are, well, people you'd recognize from headlines. Some might even still be alive.
Right. And putting those faces in that context,
Yeah.
well, what's the effect?
It creates this immediate, I'd say moral discomfort, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
not about giving you easy answers or clear-cut morality.
Mm.
It's designed to be uncomfortable.
It forces you, the listener, to ask, okay, where does actual righteousness stop?
Uh-huh.
And where does worldly power or just, a really good PR campaign, where does that start influencing how we see people?
Exactly. Can judgment, even if we imagine it as divine judgment, ever really be free from human stories, from rhetoric?
That's the core question, isn't it?
It is. The
Yeah.
experience invites you to just watch, reflect, and see these familiar faces in this deeply unfamiliar setting of damnation.
It really blurs the lines. And they don't just achieve this through who is damned, but the sound is crucial too.
Oh, the music is incredibly important. They built this really diverse soundscape.
How so?
Well, each canto, even individual characters, gets its own musical style. It creates this amazing dynamic energy. It's not just background music.
Can you give some examples? Like, what does rage sound like?
Think industrial metal, heavy, grinding, almost mechanical, reflecting maybe the dehumanizing aspects of modern power.
Okay, that makes sense. What about something like seduction or corruption?
Maybe a tango, something seductive but also with a dark edge,
Hmm.
or jazz for, say, indulgent, that kind of chaotic, fleeting pleasure.
And then maybe electronica for dread, something cold and unsettling.
Precisely. Eerie electronica. And it's not just the damned, even the sounds associated with angels or monsters are filtered through what they call the cultural noise of our time.
So it connects directly to sounds and feelings we recognize today.
Yeah, our anxieties, our joys, it's all woven in.
It sounds like a complete sensory experience, and the visuals match that intensity.
They do. It's described as this dreamlike video collage. You get AI-generated images mixed with, like, archival footage, very surreal sequences.
So it's not just hell, but with smartphones.
Definitely not. It's
Yeah.
much deeper. It's hell reinterpreted, seen through a lens that's been, cracked by history, but also haunted by right now.
Haunted by the present. That's a good way to put it. It sounds disorienting.
It is. Disorienting, but also hopefully illuminating. It shows how these timeless human flaws manifest now, using our current technology and culture as the filter.
And one thing the creators stress is that this isn't satire, right? It's not meant to be funny.
No, not satire. It's more like revelation or reflection.
The pain, the punishment, that's still very real, very serious, just like in Dante's original.
Exactly. But the project uses that framework to hold a mirror right up to our faces, to our time.
And asks, can our judgments, or even the idea of divine judgment, ever be truly separate from the stories we tell? The narratives that shape how we see good and evil.
That's the crux of it. So ultimately, Dante Reloaded becomes this really powerful, very unique way to grapple with those huge themes: judgment, consequence, morality.
But seen through this intensely contemporary lens.
Right. It challenges us, you the listener, to really look at our own assumptions.
It definitely does.
Right.
Which leaves us with a final thought, something for you to think about after this.
Like,
Considering how Dante Reloaded suggests our judgments are shaped by the stories around us, what stories right now might be shaping our collective sense of right and wrong? And what could that mean for where we're headed? Something to definitely mull over.